guys, how's it going? This is Lita from The Subnautics. Today I wanted to talk to you about Android 11. I recently updated it on my Google Pixel 4a and wanted to share with you some of the new features that I like, what I've been using, and my overall impressions. This is my 1 week with Android 11. Let's talk. The first thing I noticed when I updated to Android 11 was the change in notifications. Google tried to make these more prominent by designating a conversation section that shows up at the top of your notifications. You'll see that this menu is more spaced out, and I think it looks cleaner and easier to read than before. You can also enable this feature called Bubbles, which is very similar to how chat heads show up on Facebook Messenger. This is available for certain apps like Google Messages, and you can enable this by going into Settings, Apps and Notifications, Bubbles. Within this conversations area, you can also mute notifications more easily or quickly respond as well. More app compatibility will come with time, and I've found that by moving these notifications to the top, you run less chance of missing messages. While we are in the quick settings up here, another feature that I've been enjoying is easy access to media controls. If you're listening to Spotify or another media player, these controls will also show up in the quick settings, and you can heart a song and toggle through the menu a little more quickly. If you're switching listening devices, you can seamlessly change this by tapping the phone speaker button at the top and switch to headphones or a different audio. I currently have my settings set up so that even if I pause the song, the Spotify media player will still appear for a bit. This is helpful for me if I'm pausing for a short time to take a phone call or do something, but if you're not a fan of this and want the media player to disappear after pausing, you can change this in the settings by going to Media, Sound, Media, and then you can toggle to this feature to hide player when the media session has ended. Another new feature that I wish Google had added a while ago is native screen record. You can add this into your quick settings at the top, but once you click on it, you can select your settings to have it record audio and screen or screen only. After, there will be a countdown and your screen will begin recording. You can then view them in your photos. Although this is nothing new, I'm glad Google has finally added to this in. Let's keep going to a few other new features that I thought were pretty useful. If you go into Settings, then Accessibility, System Navigation, Gesture Settings, or just search Gesture Settings up at the top, you can change the sensitivity on each edge of the device. If you're someone who worries about privacy and permissions, you can now go into each app permission and have more visibility on what permissions are allowed, and you can edit or revoke these. You can also schedule dark theme now by going into Display, then Dark Theme. You can either turn this off completely, turn it on at a custom time, or turn on from sunset to sunrise. Now, if you go back to the home screen of your phone, you'll also see that Google has added in some animation, almost like a parallax effect when you're moving around on the device. I thought that was a nice feature to give it a little dimensional something. If you pull up from the bottom, the app drawer pops up with suggested apps. If you want to edit or remove these, you can hold down on these icons and move them up. You'll see a cancel and do not suggest option. If you long press on an app, you can also pause notifications for that app the rest of the day by tapping on the hourglass button. This is useful if you want to temporarily pause specific apps. And screenshots have also changed. This one was a doozy for me because I was so used to holding down the power button. Now if you swipe up from the bottom, you'll see the view. You're in Minimize and there's now a Screenshot and Select option. If you select Screenshot, you'll take a screenshot and you can edit easily and save or send from there. If you choose the Select option, it'll basically copy all the text it sees in that view for you and is an easy way to copy all or select the text you want to copy. And then moving on to just a few other really cool things. Holding down the power button on the 4a now lets you control some smart home settings. If you have a Nest or Smart Lock here, you can adjust and control them really easily. I've been using this to adjust my thermostat and it's been so much easier than going into the Nest app to manage. If you click this hamburger icon, you can also add or edit controls there too. Then if you click on the volume rocker, you can adjust all the sound by clicking this bottom menu button. This just makes it a little easier to control your settings with. And finally, this one's not quite a feature, but this update's Easter egg looks like a sundial, and if you scroll the middle white circle, you'll see that you pass by 10 other circles that get larger before you get to this orange 11 with a cat emoji that pops up. It's pretty cute. So there you have it. Those are some of the Android 11 features that I've been using this week that I find to be pretty useful. Overall, I feel like Google didn't make any major changes, but that's bound to happen in an OS that has been around for some time now. I'm excited to see that Google is trying to help people stay more focused and organized, so features like these conversation bubbles and quick home access settings have been beneficial to my everyday use. Some of these settings are a little more difficult to find than others, and I still think Google can improve on these things with time. Other than that, everything has been running really smoothly for me, and I haven't found any issues with apps or bugs quite yet. Let me know if there's any features that you're enjoying that I might have missed in the comments below, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so I know to make more videos like this in the future. Once again, I'm Lita from These Hypnotics, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! So the other day, I was on a Zoom call at work, and I just dropped everything I was saying, and I told them, subscribe.